Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the channel. I'm trying a little bit of a different schedule to get a little more consistency in with these videos because it's driving me crazy that life keeps getting in the way. So, and thank you all so much for sticking with me and being so understanding. I know there's a lot going on in the collective. There is so much heavy energy, and I can feel it too. When you're part of the same collective, you tend to kind of have the same or similar experiences, and that is a big part of why we are drawn to one another. So I know that this new moon has not been easy for people, especially for twin flames. We twin flames tend to feel things probably twice as much because we not only channel our own energies, but also our counterparts as well. And sometimes it's really difficult to know whose energy you're kind of operating off of. So, oh, I love that. 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck already. So that's some good energy. Let's see here. Maybe since we just had a new moon a couple days ago, it might be a good idea to start with the Moonology card. As soon as I split this tarot deck, the Everyday Witches Tarot, we saw the Tower card. So this Tower moment or Tower experience could have already happened for you, or it could be on its way. We will see what that energy is all about. At the bottom of the deck here, we have your hard work is paying off. So it could be that this Tower moment is something that may have felt uncomfortable at the time, but it's actually working for you. And I just heard Spirit say being pushed into action. And I feel like this is a big indication of divine timing at work here because, see, we have the yin energy, the yin and yang as represented by twin flames at the bottom. So I feel like many of you on this journey are kind of at the point where you're not even trying to figure out when things might happen anymore. I feel like you are kind of at the point where you're finally surrendering and allowing divine timing to do its thing. As soon as I split the deck, we got peace here. So I really do feel that the divine feminines, especially in this collective, are and love. This is really good energy, you guys. I feel like you're finally reaching that point of surrender where you are just at peace with how things are going, and you're not trying to control it. You're not trying to maneuver anything this way or that. You're just trying to be at peace within yourself and heal your own heart. I'm hearing Spirit say very strongly here, healing your own heart. And I'm also seeing that in my third eye. I'm kind of seeing a heart organ being sewn up here. So I really do feel like that is happening. Official person, this card fell out of the Kipper deck as I was shuffling it. So this is interesting. It could be that you, beautiful divine feminine, have finally placed your focus onto either your work or a certain status that you want to gain in life that maybe has been a goal for a while. And this is individually, not relationship. And I feel like you are in alignment for this now. I'm seeing dominoes in my third eye. And I'm seeing, as one domino gets knocked over, all the other ones do, as is typical. So I feel like this, and plus this is the number 22 card. So this is very synchronistic that you are indeed in alignment with everything that you've been wanting to manifest now. You being surrendered and being at peace is actually what needed to happen in order for some type of motion to take place. I feel like there are certain divine feminines on this channel who have been really frustrated with the seesaw or like slide backs of their divine masculine over time, where they would start to see progress and then they would feel all this energy, all this hopefulness, and then the masculine would kind of slide back into a fear, or self-consciousness, or a feeling of unworthiness, whatever it was that held this masculine back from taking the leap of faith that this divine feminine was so greatly hoping for. And that frustration was actually divine perpetuation, is what I'm hearing, is that you had to become frustrated enough with this masculine in order to surrender. You had to feel that need to let go and actually let go in order to release this energetic resistance that your hopefulness maybe had been creating. You know that whatever is meant for you will never pass you by, right? But when we create energetic blocks to what we desire, we can really frustrate ourselves, because when you want something so much, you are energetically actually sending the opposite signal to the universe that you like wanting it rather than having it, which is why the law of attraction always says be in the vibration of already having your desire. Because once you already have something, for example, if you're waiting for something to arrive in the mail and you already finally have it in your hands, you feel the sense of relief, like, okay, it's here now, I can visit it whenever I like, I can use it whenever I want, wear it, whatever it happens to be, if it's an article of clothing and whatnot, right? So I'll give you an example. There was one tarot deck that I was really super excited about, and that was the Green Witch Tarot. It's one of my favorite vintage decks. And first of all, when I started looking for that deck, I could not find it anywhere, right? Because I mean, it is out of print. It's a vintage collection, and everywhere I was searching, even the prices were so outrageous for the people that were offering it. It's like, this is so out of my budget, I cannot do this, right? And then finally, I kind of just released that idea, like, maybe I'm just not meant to have this deck, or, you know, when the time is right, maybe I'll stumble on one somewhere. Or maybe I'll visit, like, you know, an antique bookshop or something and they might have it. So I just kind of accepted this idea after maybe 3 or 4 months of hunting for this beautiful deck, that you know, maybe I just wasn't gonna have it, or maybe right now just wasn't the right time, and that's okay. And I stopped looking for it, and then one day I saw this on one of my, I don't know if it was Amazon or eBay, but you know, when I opened the app, I just saw it pop up, and I said, oh, this deck is here, and this is actually a reasonable price. It was used, but it looked like the person literally barely used it. I mean, the cards still looked brand new, not even, you know, like fingerprints on it or anything, and maybe they were just decluttering. I ordered that deck, and then I became so excited for it to arrive that it kept getting delayed in the mail. And then I realized that, okay, maybe I am putting that energy out there that, you know, I want this so bad, that the universe is interpreting it as, oh, she just likes wanting it. This desire to have it is more exciting for her than the thought of actually having it, because the vibration of me actually having that deck in my hand was not there. So then finally, when that realization hit me, I just started to kind of, you know, feel into what it would be like to be able to learn that deck, and, you know, like reading the guidebook, going through the cards, and it started to feel like that deck was already present. And the next thing I knew, literally within maybe 2 hours, it arrived on my doorstep. So this is my message, you know, from my own standpoint to all of you guys, that if you desire something, know that it's already coming to you in whatever form is in your highest good. So just release that to the universe and believe you already have it. I saw 1010 on the timer as soon as I said that, which is extremely synchronistic as well. So 1010 is all about cycles ending. And right now I feel like there's so much suddenness that's going to be going on in the collective, because winter is a season for clearing out, right? And we haven't officially hit winter yet, but it's starting to feel like it for some of us. So this fall season before hitting winter kind of puts that ball into motion, starts to shake things up, starts to make connections and situations and people start to feel uncomfortable for us that are no longer a vibrational match for the higher timeline that we are being pushed into, that is no longer serving our highest good. And when you fall into alignment and just allow things to play out for your highest good and just accept things for what they are, you're going to see that these transitions don't have to be as heavy, as painful, as dreadful as we tend to make them in our minds. If something is meant to be released, you only create that tension if you're trying to hold on to it, right? Like if there's a rope tied to the back of a car and the car starts moving and you're still on foot, if you try to hold on to that rope and run and keep up with that car, you're going to tire yourself out. You're probably going to get hurt or wind up, somewhere where you're not supposed to be as a pedestrian. So what does logic say? It says that you release that rope because it's gone, right? But what you do know is that this car, because it's been parked in your driveway and it belongs to somebody who lives at your residence, is going to be coming back, right? But when this car comes back, it's probably going to have a Christmas tree tied up to that rope as well. It's not just going to be this empty rope that was tied to the back of the car. So know that if something leaves, it's so that it can improve and come back to you tenfold, right? If you try to just maintain the status quo all the time, you're not getting what you deserve, and you're not going to be able to experience the level of satisfaction that is actually meant for you to be experienced. So with that being said, let's start with the Moonology Oracle here and see what else this heaviness may have been about. So for some of you, it could have been your divine counterparts energy that you've been channeling. And for some of you, it could have been your own, and your counterpart could very well have been picking up on your energies. A fiery climax approaches. What did we say? Like, there's a shakeup going on right now in this fall season that is meant to weaken the foundations of things and situations and people. This includes karmic cycles, karmic situations that no longer fit our highest good. And that's when we are being shifted into a higher vibrational timeline and aligning with what is meant for us. Your commitment is being tested. So yes, exactly. How committed are you to the status quo that is not serving you anymore? How committed are you to your own highest good, to your own happiness, right? So how badly are you trying to hold on to something that just doesn't serve you anymore is basically what I'm hearing. So I'm going to get a Wisdom of the Oracle card and see what comes up here. Milk and honey. I absolutely love this card, you guys. Whenever this card comes out, I know that really good changes are coming. Your life is going to be, as sweet as honey, smooth as milk. Look at that rainbow rainbow I've learned to associate to wish fulfillment, to the light at the end of the tunnel, to everything good that you can possibly imagine coming into your life. So every shakeup, this fiery climax that this Moonology deck indicated, is in order to bring you your rainbow, right? And I'm really, this is funny because in my third eye, I'm being shown the appreciation card from the Energy Oracles card deck. I don't have that deck near me, unfortunately, to show you guys that card. But what that typically means is appreciate what's going on around you, whether it's comfortable or not. Know that everything is happening for your highest good, and it's happening for you rather than to you. I'm going to take it to the tarot now and see what else do we need to know here. 7 of Cups. So I am getting that this is very heavily divine feminine energy, especially we have 2 feminines depicted here on this card. That's very synchronistic to the feminine energy that I'm also feeling and channeling. So we had the question near the beginning of this reading that, is this heaviness, this emotional tumultuousness that we've been feeling originating from the feminine or the masculine? In this case, beautiful divine feminine, it is coming from your mind. You have a lot on your mind. Everything is kind of popping up for you spontaneously at inconvenient times, places, and situations. I can really see a divine feminine kind of going about her day-to-day routine, you know, whether it's washing dishes or exercising or cooking a meal, whatever it is, you know, just doing your mundane tasks. And all of a sudden, all of these thoughts pop into your head about hurtful, possibly even shameful past memories. And I am getting a very heavy, shameful energy that for some reason this divine feminine is being triggered into all of the events that happened in her life, even up through her younger years, that years that she is hoping to kind of forget about and just bury within her. Like, I hear this divine feminine saying to herself, well, I was young back then, I didn't know any better, that was just, you know, all I knew at the time. I've learned from it and I have grown, and I should accept that whatever happened is in the past now. And trying to just tell herself that even going into the future, people wouldn't know about those incidences, because the ones that are coming up for her are, you know, from different times, different places, different people that she's no longer in any kind of connection or interaction, communication with. At the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. And this tells me that not only is balance being restored here for this divine feminine, but she's also kind of fighting to get it. If you see this person here, this feminine kind of has one eye open as she's trying to get into her centered yogic pose here. This tells me that as much as this feminine wants to, she can't just breathe into this state of balance. She can't just close both eyes and relax into it. It's something that she feels like she has to fight for, because as she's doing this, this keeps happening. And it's like she's at odds, or almost like in a battle with herself right now. What else do we need to know? Yeah, 7 of Swords. She's trying to avoid those memories. And these memories I'm getting can be like as far back as elementary school, as high school. Even probably before that, you know, for like whatever memories you can humanly have before you start kindergarten. I feel like this feminine is just kind of being bombarded with all of these unpleasant memories, feelings, remnants of situations within her mind that she's trying so hard to close her eyes to forget, to just like shut out of her life and walk away from, based on where she is now. And it's just so difficult for her to do this lately. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Look at that, you guys. 8 of Pentacles. She's trying so hard. She's working really, really hard. And the Hierophant, you all know, is my commitment card. And look at this. Your commitment is being tested. So this isn't just, you know, commitment to a counterpart. It's also commitment to yourself, commitment to making change, commitment to improving your situation. And this 8 of Pentacles is really the biggest confirmation that we can have that this divine feminine is really, really working so hard for whatever it is she wants. Her commitment is being tested, but I'm hearing Spirit say she's passing. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but I just saw it in my camera. This really looks like a P, right? If you follow my finger here, that's the stem and that's the circular part of the P in the clouds. P for passing. That is so ironic, so synchronistic. I've actually never seen this card that way before, but for whatever reason, Spirit is showing it to me in that way today. So, Divine Feminine, yes, your commitment is being tested, but you are doing so well. Look at the bigger picture. You might be struggling right now, but you're going to win the war at the end. I'm literally hearing Spirit say, win the war. So know that luck is on your side, and whatever you're doing, you may be anxious right now. We have the moon at the bottom of the deck, but you have nothing to be anxious about, beautiful Divine Feminine. Just work through this. Stay grounded. Don't allow your ego self to take over what your higher self knows to be the opposite. You know, your higher self knows the truth. Your intuition knows the truth. Ground yourself as best as you can. For those of you who may have access to Black Obsidian, I really recommend using that at this time to kind of get out of this stuck headspace that you're in, the Hanged Man. You know, this is like your 3D self is trying to do so much, right? Your 3D self is, look, we have the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom. You're trying to go about your day-to-day tasks, focus on yourself, do your individual thing, heal your own wounds. But your mind is kind of like pulling you back into all this unpleasantness. Spirit is saying this is temporary. Just keep fighting it. Keep doing what you know is going to help you. Cut cords with those memories, cut cords with those situations and those people, even though you may not be in communication with them right now. It could be that somebody from your past is also reminiscing about, you know, those times that they experienced with you, and you could be kind of, you know, telepathically picking up on those memories from them as well. So if there are any particular people or old connections that are involved in those unpleasant memories that you are resurfacing for you, if you're resonating with this, just cut cords with them to heal yourself energetically. I love this, you guys. We have the 10 of Pentacles that just flipped over, and this tells me this is your rainbow. This is what you are being prepared for, right? I feel like there's a strong sense of perfectionism in a few people's twin flame connections here that may be resonating with this reading, where one or both counterparts may be fixated on either being perfect or worried about being perfect for their counterpart, and also worried about being able to live up to the level of perfection that they feel their counterpart sees them to have attained, both as an individual and as a partner. You are being reassured here that you and your counterpart both are human. You're going to have your flaws, you're going to make mistakes. Even after union, it's not always a smooth sailing journey because you're human, right? You have arguments, you have your moments. Everybody does. But the thing is, the foundation of this relationship is so solid because you guys are building together. The masculine and the feminine here are building together. You both are waiting for this rainbow here. So as we were talking about earlier, that a particular divine feminine may have become so frustrated with her masculine slidebacks, right? But these slidebacks are leading to this rainbow because every time he slides back, it's actually a slide forward. Now that's counterintuitive, right? But why do I say that? It's because it's a learning experience. Every time you make the same mistake, you're like, it feels more and more uncomfortable, right? That there's our tower right here at the bottom of the deck. It feels more and more uncomfortable because you become more and more out of alignment with that situation or whatever it is that you're sliding back, right? And so when you go against your heart, when you go against your intuition, you can only do that so many times before everything crumbles and you just explode and you say, I can't do this anymore. This doesn't resonate with who I am anymore. I'm not this person anymore. I feel like, you know, especially this is a very hyper-specific message coming through, so only take it if it resonates. But somebody here in a twin flame connection had a masculine or has a masculine that may have chosen a third party situation, connection, friendship. It could be any of those things that at first they thought was more in alignment with who they are. And that's because they didn't know themselves well enough. They didn't love themselves well enough to know that this was actually, like, I'm seeing a pit of snakes, literally. So when they opted for this other third-party situation, this masculine didn't know that he was actually sliding into a pit of snakes. I feel like, and take this as it resonates, you guys, there's a couple different messages coming through here. So for the divine masculine that had chosen a third-party karmic partner, they realize that not only is the karmic partner toxic for them, but so is their circle of friends, potentially their family, everybody else that that karmic partner is connected to is like a pit of snakes for them. For others, it could have been a friendship group. It could have been that this divine masculine didn't feel like his friendship group would approve of the feminine, or that the feminine would fit in with the people who are, you know, a part of his daily circle. And in choosing that, he realized how much his own friendship group no longer resonates with who he is. It's not supportive of who he wants to become, and their company is not conducive to the lifestyle that he is now wanting to live. For others, it could have been a work scenario. I'm seeing something about status. So this official person card, there is another energy associated with this of the divine masculine wanting to climb the ladder at work and feeling like this feminine would not help him do that. Maybe his ego self perceived her as not good enough for the status that he wanted to achieve professionally. And this could also be true if you work together, but that doesn't have to be the case. You don't necessarily have to have work together for this to resonate with your situation. I'm getting for a very small number, maybe 1 or 2 people, it could have been work together type of situation. And for others, it could have just been this masculine seeing, you know, who the uppers at his work were dating, like, you know, the types of feminines and whatnot. And maybe he felt that his divine feminine didn't fit that prototype to be able to fit into this lifestyle or status professionally that he was trying to achieve. So this is all this ego-based false foundation that this masculine's life had been built upon or around is exactly what is crumbling. This is the fiery climax that we saw in the Moonology deck that is coming up to really uproot, shake up all of these false paradigms, all of these false beliefs, to heal and reopen the root chakra for stability. This divine masculine, I'm really feeling like initially especially had a very blocked root chakra and a very blocked solar plexus chakra that didn't allow him to feel stable enough within himself, within his own abilities, and that didn't allow him to feel confident enough to be able to choose his own partner, to be able to choose his own divine feminine based on what his heart desired. And instead, in order to find this false sense of belonging and stability and confidence, had opted for karmic parties instead that have now left him feeling uprooted. And now this divine masculine is actually getting the real taste of what it's like to not belong. I really get the strong sense that this divine masculine didn't know what it felt like to not belong anywhere until after the feminine left his life. He felt like he had belonged at work before this divine feminine kind of entered and shook up his reality and made him realize that he had been living a lie all these years. That, you know, these people that he looked up to at work, these people that he was trying to idolize or become like, who were the uppers, are not really what they seemed to be at all, and he doesn't resonate with that in any way, shape, or form anymore. So this divine feminine actually was the tower that walked into her masculine's life to wake him up. That is an extremely powerful message. And if you're resonating with this, please do let me know, because this is absolutely powerful, amazing energy. And divine feminine, if you are resonating with this, I want you to know just how powerful your energy is, how impactful you truly are, especially for your divine masculine in his life. So please don't ever doubt your worth. Don't ever doubt your strength. You know, when these thoughts, these uncomfortable thoughts come up and they try to keep you stuck in your headspace, just know that you have everything you need within you to bring yourself back to the center, that it's only your commitment to yourself that's being tested, but you are going to come out victorious. You are going to get the internal and external stability that you have been craving for. Your rainbow is just about here. This is really what Spirit wants you to know and for me to reiterate at this time. So this divine masculine also, you know, is going through his ups and downs, and with every time that he slid back is gaining more and more insight into why he needs to stop doing that. So it's actually also happening for you for the sake of your connection, just as I always say. And I'm really glad I was able to get this message out, because this message in particular really illustrates how even those most frustrating patterns that sometimes we feel like, gosh, are they ever going to be able to break out of, is actually serving to break them out of it. We don't see it in the moment. It becomes like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? How could you be so blind to this? But after the fact, you know, hindsight is 2020, and they say that all had to happen. The past is a tool for creating the future that's meant for you. So just remember that. And I'm going to end this reading on that note. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And I hope this finds all of you well. I will leave my Instagram handle in the video description box. Please do come and join my beautiful Twin Flame Soul Tribe on Instagram. That is also where you can purchase your personal readings from me or card pulls, and also my Twin Flame Manifestation Affirmations. All of that information will be in the video description box. I do hope to see you all there. I hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving if you are in the United States where that is celebrated. And for the rest of you, I wish you happy holidays, and I do hope to be back on here again soon. Thank you for joining me here today. Have a beautiful, magical rest of your day.